stakeholders have started receiving their disbursement. That's the latest information we gathered in the grant community. Pay attention and listen to this powerful message sent to Madam Ngozi Israel, who was the key pioneer of this government slot and then pioneer, including IMF, for her to fast forward the disbursement so that everybody will receive the money. You pay attention to this message. Thanks for joining us.
Morning to my fellow subscribers in the grant community. My name is Comrade Chief Admin Andy Bright. I'm coming our way this blessed Tuesday morning, the 8th of April 2025. My VN is specially directed to our dear sister, Comrade Ngozi Israel. I want to give her a notification or an appeal directive. But before then, I want to sincerely appreciate her for all her good works and for all the directions she brought to the grant community. She have actually did well by opening the doorway of registrations into the government NGOs, which they nicknamed maybe IMF, CBN, or Pioneer slots. But I know it is all about government NGOs. This, our sister Ngozi was able to discover that opportunity and started selling them to the community. And some of our people were privileged to subscribe to buy slots into that government NGO. In all said and done, we know the grant that is to be disbursed is just this singular grant, the UAS grant, which Apostle Dr. Ken Wakama is the signatory. And so the government committee came up with timetable of disbursements after they have done all the processes of disbursement. They have to give to themselves first by saying that disbursement will commence from the government NGOs. That is, to the government NGOs will be disbursed first, after which the masses that registered through UAAG and Theophilus, Senorita Supreme, and the rest of them will commence. And so I want to sincerely appreciate our sister Ngozi Israel for discovering that channel so that people, fellow subscribers who are interested, could benefit from that disbursement, which is coming as scheduled from this week, according to the government committee scheduled timetable of disbursement. So I want to appreciate her for that opportunity she gave to most of our, or some of our subscribers in the grant community who have registered through her in the government or Pioneer, IMF, or CBN, as they may call it. All together, they are all government NGOs. Ngozi, Sister Ngozi, I appreciate you. I, Comrade Andy Bright, who is also the protocol officer of the Gideon Army Warriors movement, still here in Abuja in the grant field, monitoring the events of disbursement, how it goes. Sincerely appreciate you. Thank you, my sister. All right. What informed this VN of notification to you, dear Sister Ngozi, is because of the sad news I got on Saturday last weekend. You know, a lot of things has been happening. Subscribers have been losing their lives. Some subscribers are still in mortuary. Right away, there are people, or the people that lost, that are, like bereaved comrades, are waiting for money to start the burial of those of our fellow comrades who have died and still in mortuary right now. They're waiting for money, disbursement, and then they'll kick off their burials. Then I had a sad news. I received a sad news last Saturday in the afternoon of a comrade that lost her life, a young mother of 4 that lost her life on Saturday afternoon in Asaba, or Delta State, where she was admitted in a hospital, because of money, lack of money, no money to take care of the hospital bills so that the treatments can commence. She had been waiting, thinking the money will be disbursed, and then their people will take care and start the medical treatment. But lo and behold, she died. She gave up the ghost last Saturday afternoon in a hospital in Asaba. The second, I got another news from Lagos that a comrade also died. These are subscribers for this pioneer or government NGOs. Lost his life also in a hospital. No money for treatment. If this money had been disbursed before this Kenyan trip of our dear IMF reps, I believe these people who have saved their lives, they would have not died, because what was holding them was just the money to commence their treatment. But quite sad that fate have taken its bad toll on them, and they lost their life before this disbursement commences. That's quite sad. And I got a district call last night also in my phone from one comrade. I'll mention her name here. That is Comrade Nick or Nike Momo from Rivers State. She complained bitterly. She is in pain. She was, like when she was talking with me, in great pain and sadness of spirit, that she fell down from a staircase and broke one of her legs. She's in wheelchair for some period now, for some months now, waiting for these grants so she can go for surgery to treat herself. And she was asking me the situation of disbursement. I have to bring it to her notice of, by the grace of God, this oncoming pioneer grant disbursement. And she was a kind of lifted and said, oh God, let it happen so she can go and treat herself. These are one of too many challenges that comrades, that subscribers for the grants are passing through. There are too many people unmentioned. Like when I got the news on Saturday afternoon concerning the demise of our fellow comrade, the mother of 4, a comrade was with me and we were discussing and said, this is just one out of many we didn't hear. Those that we couldn't hear are too many also. People are dying and losing their lives almost on a daily basis. People that this grant money will have saved. But lo and behold, we are still talking about it. And so I got burdened last night. I said, no, I must, let me use this opportunity to speak to our dear sister Ngozi Israel. That my sister, I've been following you. I have not spoken to you for once. This is my first time I'm addressing you in this manner. Please, you have seen how things are going. Your intel, you have been working with an intel from the CBN. Please, I want to solemnly appeal to you that you let your intel know. If possible, send this VN to him or her, that the grant community is in their distress, in their need of disbursement. And your intel will put it on the CBN, all the people responsible for this disbursement, to commence action immediately. We don't want any further story. Like they have promised to commence disbursement from this government NGO by this week, especially as from tomorrow being Wednesday, the 9th of April 2025. We are saying that that decision should not fail. You don't want to hear any further story. There are a lot of lives hanging on this disbursement this week. The grant community wouldn't want to hear any further shift for any reason about this disbursement in this week. Dear Ngozi, I want to let you know that if this will be further shifted for any reason, the grant community will be in turmoil. There won't be any safe place, for the people responsible for this delay. I'm telling you that the people have waited more than enough so that to avert more calamities. Please, let there be this disbursement. Let them start disbursement in earnest. Let people start receiving their alerts. The pioneer slot registrars, people that have registered for these government NGOs as it is stipulated, let disbursement commence in earnest. And let there be no further reason for shifting, because many souls are going down the drain. You don't want to lose more lives and more properties, more funds in this grant community. I want to therefore request again that Ngozi, you appeal to your intel or to the person giving information about the disbursements in CBN to relate this our information to them, that we are losing a lot of souls. The IMF, they are doing their best to make sure that this money is being released. Please, we need this money. Sorry, the calls have interfered again. That's how I've been getting calls on daily basis on my tables, situations to sort, situational information is coming my way also. But to God be the glory, we'll soon be free from this. Sorry, let me round off. On rounding off this VN solemn plea to our dear sister Ngozi Israel, Comrade Ngozi Israel, please, my dear, the challenge is too enormous. Every one of us have the challenge. Yes, one challenge or the other, quite all right. We don't want to lose more lives. That's why I'm making this appeal. Please take this VN to the people responsible, to your intel in the CBN, and for him to take, or her to take this information, also notification to our people in charge of disbursement in the CBN. We thank God Almighty that everything has been done, every process has been completed. All grant handlers, they have celebrated the disbursement into their accounts. They all have the money right away. It's just for the CBN and IMF in consonance to agree for them to start, to give them go ahead order to commence disbursements. But for now, as it is, we are expecting the government NGO disbursement, that is the disbursement into the government NGOs and their subscribers. So that is the first disbursement according to the times table, after which UAAG and others will commence. So please, we are saying that there should not be any reason for further shift or further story beyond this week. All eyes are on you, Ngozi, because you are the first runner. In fact, other people that say slow, these government NGOs are coming after you or following your intels. You are the major, the major agent to this government NGO. You have the upper hand as it is. I've seen there are other sellers quite all right, but you are the number one. That's why I'm making this solemn appeal to you that your intel, your so that's it. I'm forced to be rounding off right now because of the calls that are coming. But because I want to say, if this disbursement happen in this week, you will become a heroine in the grant community. You'll be celebrated. Your intel will be celebrated. There'll be joy everywhere. And all the people that have helped this grant to be disbursed, starting from the IMF, the CBN people, and then every other. So I want to thank you very much, my sister, for giving me this audience and consideration. Please let this solemn plea make the waves, in the CBN disbursement area, so that we will begin to experience the actual real alerts for those of them that register for this government NGO grant. Government NGO, so that there will be alerts and real celebration amongst them. Let's begin to hear the good news as from tomorrow. Sorry, I'm having a lot of interruptions here, so I'll stop it here. And thank you very much for giving heed to this my solemn play. God bless you. And God bless everyone in the Grant community as we celebrate this blessed Tuesday. Thank you and good morning.